Welcome back, guys. This is my 2019 Xbox One physical games collection. Physical only. I'll try and keep it alphabetical if I can. First of all, 7 Days to Die. A pretty good horror game. Not the best horror game you can get. Not too bad though. Next, Battlefield 1. Pretty good game. Not the best Battlefield. I didn't really like it too much. This one's better in my opinion. Battlefield Hardline. That was a good game. Multiplayer was fun. Story was really good. Definitely recommend that one. Battlefront 1. That was another good game. The microtransactions were a little bit dodgy, but we also have the second one digitally on the Xbox, which is better than this one. Bulletstorm, another good game. Even better on this than on the 360. Very underrated. Black Ops 4, everybody knows about that. Really good. A lot of good game modes on that. One of the best ones. World War 2, another good game in the Call of Duty series. A lot of good game modes on this one. I'd recommend that one. Another pretty good one, not as good as the other two, but I'd definitely recommend that one. They can have a lot of fun on the multiplayer on that one. This is, well, the story mode was okay on Infinite Warfare. Modern Warfare Remastered is what it's all about, really. That's the best one in this series. Bit of a rip-off full price, but Dishonored Definitive Edition, good game. All the Dishonored games are good. Another one I've not played much of because I got it on the 360. Dishonored 2, another good game, just as good as the first one. I'd definitely recommend that one and the first one. Death of the Outsider Dishonored. I've not actually played this one yet. I don't know if it's any good or not, but I think I'll like it because the first two are good. One of my favourite games on the 360 and the Xbox One, Diablo 3. Brilliant game, put many hours into this one. Definitely recommend that if you're into top-down games. Dragon Age Inquisition. I've got all the Dragon Age games, but I've not played a great deal of this one because I got it around about the same time as other games, so it got sidetracked. Destiny. I weren't that keen on this game. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't get into it. It was too repetitive, and I don't know. I just could not get into that game. Graphics were good though. Doom 3, another good game. Played and finished that one. I'm a big fan of Doom. I don't know if I like it as much as Doom 3, but I definitely recommend it. A lot of action in that one. Another really good game. One of the best zombie games you can get. Dying Light. I'd definitely recommend that. I've not played the following, but I'd definitely play that game. Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Oh, yeah, that's the one. I've got all the Deus Ex games. Never really give much of them any chance. I will go back and try this one again, just because I think it's worth playing. It's in quite a nice tin as well. Evolve, good game. Played it quite a lot. Shame they shut the servers down on it. I think it got a lot of stick, this game, and really it was a good game and better than what people said. Far Cry 5, absolutely loved this game. Played it to death, finished it. Brilliant game. Probably the best in the Far Cry series. My favourite was 3 before that. Far Cry 4, good game, same as 3. I didn't quite like the setting as much as 3, but I'd definitely recommend it if you like 5. Primal, another great game. Slightly different, but feels like Far Cry. I'd pick this one up. Brilliant game. Next, Fallout 76. This is the Amazon special. I like it. It gets a lot of stick, but it's nowhere near as bad as what people say. I would definitely pick this up if you love Fallout like I do. Fallout 4, brilliant game. The favourite of all time is 3, but 4 is a close second. I like New Vegas as well. I've also got the Game of the Year edition of 4. Played most of the add-ons, but don't get a lot of time to play really. FIFA 16, good game. We've also got this tin that came with it. That's not too bad. We've got FIFA 17 digitally, and then FIFA 18. That was an improvement again. And then of course 19. 18 was a good game. I don't know if 19 is as good as 18, but still pretty good. Flockers, pretty good game, pretty average. Not my sort of thing really, but not too bad. This game's pretty terrible. Only still got it because I got it with the Xbox. I would not recommend that. It's a bit crap. That is a really good game. Everybody knows about that. I don't even need to talk about that game. It's brilliant. Gears of War 4. Great game. Again, got all the Gears of War games, but would definitely recommend this one. Definitely a good continue to the story. Speaking of Gears of War, Ultimate Edition, what a remaster that is of the original masterpiece. I'd definitely pick that up. Next, Halo 5 Guardians. Played it and finished the story. Enjoyed it, but I've got all the Halo games, but not a huge Halo fan. Halo Wars 2. Got Halo Wars 1 as well, but I'll have to do them on another video. 360 and original Xbox. This one's not too bad if you're into that sort of game. I'm not really, but this is an underrated game. I'd definitely give this a try. I mean, you can't argue for £4. Maybe not as good as the first Homefront, but definitely worth a pick-up. I'd definitely give that one a try if you're into that first-person games. A game I've not played a lot of. My son plays this a lot. Jurassic World Evolution. He's a big fan. Looks like a good game. If you're into Jurassic World, you'd really like it. But again, it's not my sort of thing. Just Cause 3. Great game. Maybe not quite as good as number 2. Put a lot of time into number 2. But I've not put as much time into this one as I'd like to do. I will go back to it eventually. Mafia 3. Great game. Gets quite a bit of stick, but I don't know why. I really like it. I like the setting. The soundtrack to that is amazing. The really old style cars. The radio station is amazing on that. I'm going to go back and finish that soon. Metro. I've got both the original games on a 360. Tried playing these back, but not really got into the remaster yet. But I will do. I've had it a long while. Now, the best fighting game on the system. I know Injustice is good as well, Injustice 2, but this is my favourite ever since being a kid. Mortal Kombat with all the characters. What a game that is. Definitely recommend that. Phantom Pain. Good game. Starts a bit weird. I can't really recommend it too much. It is good, but I'm not into all that stealthy sort of thing. Mad Max. This is a very underrated game. I'd definitely recommend this to anybody who is into that sort of open world games. It requires a lot of time, this game, which I've not really put into it, but again, it's in the backlog. Minecraft, I've played that quite a lot, but my sons play it more than I do. Well, they used to do, but good game. That doesn't need any introduction like GTA. Now this, brilliant game. No Man's Sky. Whatever people say about it, what a brilliant game. After all the updates, and I was so glad it came to the Xbox One. I love this game, me. Overwatch. Really, really good game. I just wish I were better at it than I am. but it is a good game. One of the best multiplayer games you can get on the system, without a doubt. I'd definitely recommend it if you're into like Team Fortress 2, games like that, definitely. Prey. Tried playing this game, I enjoy it, but I love Bethesda. It's another one of them games that I need to go back to, and I definitely will go back to. It's just in the backlog. I don't get a lot of time to invest in a lot of games, so I will go back to this. Garden Warfare 2, again we've got number 1 on the 360, but this one is even better than the first one. The battleground mode you can do is amazing. If you're into that sort of thing, I'd recommend it. It's not one of my favourite games, but definitely good. Battlegrounds, good game. Not as good as Blackout mode on Call of Duty Black Ops 4. This is a bit harder to get into. It is fun, but it's not the best Battle Royale mode. I prefer it to Fortnite, but I'd recommend it, but definitely get Black Ops 4 before that if you're into that sort of thing. Quantum Break, another great game by the makers of Alan Wake, which I prefer Alan Wake, but this game's good. It's got a good idea behind it, the story and that. Good game, another one in the backlog that I'm going to get back to and finish. Probably halfway through it at the moment. Red Dead 2, got another title I got on launch day. Played it to death, played it loads, got right to the end of the story, and then got sidetracked by something else. But definitely one of the games of the year. I will go back to this, another one that I'll go back to. I tend to do that with games. Rocket League, brilliant game, multiplayer game. Probably, I'm not into massive fan of car racing games, but I will go back and play this again a lot. But my son plays it a lot. He's put thousands of hours into this game. Resident Evil, Biohazard, great game. I'm a massive fan of Resident Evil. I've got them all over different platforms. But I probably put a few hours into this and then not been back to it since. I like horror games, but they just, that edgy of your seat stuff, sometimes you have to take a break from it. Sounds like a wuss, but this one, another good game. Not as good as the first one, but very good game. We got right to the end, me and my son in co-op, to the very last boss, and then kind of died on it and kind of give up after that, but nearly finished it. Origins Collection, brilliant game if you're into the old school Resident Evils. I am bit tanky controls. There are better Resident Evils out there, but I'd recommend it for that price. Rise Son of Rome, I thought these were fantastic, especially for 10 quid. What a game that was, to say it was nearly one of the launch titles. That's a brilliant game if you're into Rome and combat. I am. Rare Replay, this is a good game if you're into old school classic games. It's got some really good ones on here. I've put quite a few hours into this. I'm not a massive fan of retro, but that's great. State of Decay 2, ordered this again on pre-order. I've done that with a lot of games. Ultimate Edition, I've got the first one digitally, but this one is even better. Definitely the free roam open world mode, it's really fun. I'd definitely recommend that one. Stardew Valley, great game. It's another game that tends to suck you in and take over your life, and you need to put a lot of hours into it. I haven't at the moment, probably about 5 hours, but I'd definitely recommend it. If it's one of them games that doesn't look like it's going to be good, but it is, I'd recommend that. Shadow of Mordor, I don't have the second one. I've had this one for a long while, and kind of got to a part where I leveled one of the bosses up and never went back, but I do really like it. I just weren't the best at it. Sea of Thieves, good game. Not quite as good as I thought it was going to be, but Still a good game, definitely worth buying. It's fun if you've got friends to play it with, brilliant. Evil Within 1. It's another game I had back on the 360, I've still got it, and I bought this version. It's a good game, it's just really edgy of seat stuff, and quite difficult at times. I'd recommend it if you're into the Resident Evil games, but if you're into difficulty, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky. The second one, the first one was scarier, but the second one is better, in my opinion, gameplay-wise. I'd recommend them both, but probably the second one if you want it a little bit easier, to be honest with you. Skyrim Remastered, put tons of time into it on the 360. Not so much on this one, because I've been playing other stuff. But it's a really good remaster, looks really good. Plus you get all the content if you've not got it already. The Elder Scrolls and Fallout are probably my favourite games overall. Apart from this is not very good. Elder Scrolls Online, I was not keen on this at all. It just looked bad. It looked worse than Skyrim. Just plays clunky. I don't really recommend that at all unless they improve it a lot. Rainbow Six Siege, brilliant game. One of the best multiplayer games you can get. Online, very tactical. If you've got friends, it's great to play online with. I'd recommend that if you're into a change of pace from COD and Battlefield and things like that. The Division, good game, but quite a lot of time into this one. The enemies can be a bit like bullet sponges, but the idea behind it is good, and I like the setting. It's just, I don't know if I'll get the second one. I don't know if I liked it that much. South Park Fractured Butthole, obviously this and the first one, really good games. I'm not a huge fan of South Park, but these are good games. If you like RPGs and you like South Park, you definitely need to pick up these. Titanfall, really good game. We've got the second one digitally, the Ultimate Edition. Second one's better, but the first one was really good. The second one really outdoes it in every way. But the first one's definitely worth a pick-up. If you're into multiplayer fast shooters, it's probably better than COD sometimes, that. And the second one. War of Man, the Little Ones, an interesting game. Not one of my favourite games, but I like the idea behind it. If you want something with a bit of change of pace, then go for something like this. It's completely different to not other games that you play. Thief, not a bad game. Not as good as Dishonored, but not a bad game. I wouldn't say I dislike it, but if you're looking for a stealthy game, get Dishonored over that any day. The Witcher 3, brilliant game. One of my favourite games. It's right up there with the likes of Skyrim and things like that. I like Monster Hunter. We have that digitally, Monster Hunter World, which is one of my favourites. But this is a really good game. I've not played the DLC, but this on its own you can put hundreds of hours into. Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus. Great game. Not finished it yet and not played a lot of it, but I definitely recommend the Wolfenstein games. I don't know if I like this one as much as the other, New Order, but that's a good game. I'd recommend it. But this one's really good. I've played a lot more of this one. Not quite finished it yet, but I definitely recommend this one. The story and all that is fascinating in these. This one I've not played much of, the Old Blood. I don't quite like it as much as the New Order and so the second one, but it's still a good game. I like it how you can go back to Castle Wolfenstein on it, but if you like Wolfenstein, pick that up. Watch Dogs, good game. I've not got the second one, but this isn't as good as I thought it were going to be. That's what put me off getting the second one. But it's not bad, not a bad game. Wasteland 2, Director's Cut. Again, I wanted to like this game and couldn't really get into it. It's not bad, it's just not my sort of thing. I prefer the more action role-playing real-time, not the turn-based, so I couldn't really get into that. Worms Battlegrounds. My son likes these, and I used to play these when I was a kid. Great game. Not a bad game. This one's even better. WMD All-Stars, and that shiny cover. Not a bad game. The classic Worms, they're all good, aren't they? This is the only UFC game I've got on the next generation. I've got older ones on the 360, but it's a good game. I love UFC, but yeah, not bad. Zombie Army Trilogy. Good game by the makers of Sniper Elite, which I've also got on the 360. And the second one, Sniper Elite 2. I've got 3 as well. But this is really good. If you like zombies and you like bullet cam, I'd recommend that one. Zombie. Good game. I like the setting on it and the horror theme to it. Definitely worth a pick up if you can find it for about 10 quid or something. I'd recommend it. Zoo Tycoon. A good game. Very slow paced at times. Can be fun for kids and things, but I'd recommend it, but I don't know, it's more of a kiddies game really. And then I've also got quite a few games digitally, which I'll link in the description. Things like Alien Isolation, Monster Hunter World, things like that. I'll also do a 360 and original Xbox game soon video. Thanks very much for watching.